So I wasn't planning on making this video because when a Google update rolls out, I couldn't care less, right? It doesn't really bother me. It used to when I was first getting into SEO, but as time went on, I realized there's no point because it's their platform and there's not much I can do about it. So I'm not really bothered when an update comes out, whether it was Rank Brain or SGE. It didn't really bother me much. I just kept doing my thing. But I've been getting notifications recently on my on my phone of people talking about the March update for 2024 that's coming around. And there's basically a lot of information out there, misinformation out there. And there's this one guy in particular. I won't name him, but if you've been around on the channel, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But yeah, man, this guy, I can feel the wind from here whenever he talks about SEO. And the thing is, he's grown so fast when it comes to an SEO channel, so a lot of people listen to him. He easily gets thousands of views. I think that's because of how he hypes himself up so much. People buy into it and they believe it, and it's basically teaches such nonsense tactics. And there's so much misinformation out there. That's why I felt like I had to create this video. So this algorithm is coming out, and what should you do? But first of all, first and foremost, what qualifies me to talk about this? So why should you believe me over somebody else, right? Well, I've been doing SEO for 8 years now. I've worked with multiple award-winning marketing agencies. I've even had the pleasure to work with one of the biggest agencies in the UK. We partnered with them. I spent a whole day with the SEO team. If you've researched SEO, you've definitely stumbled upon one of their tools and used it. I've worked with small businesses all the way to businesses worth billions of dollars and pounds. So I've basically done SEO on the biggest scale possible, right? You can't go past multi-billions of pounds, right? So I've done it from low end all the way to high end. I've done e-commerce, done lead gen, done local, done niche sites. Been there, done that. So that's what qualifies me essentially. And you can check out my LinkedIn if you want to see if I'm actually telling the truth. So what are some core takeaways? First of all, everyone needs to understand that Google is not omnipotent. People think that, oh, they make a change. Oh no, Google's gonna figure it out. What should I do? And people need to understand that Google's not omnipotent. And it talks about it's recommended helpful content, and that's what you should be doing. But guess what? They don't know what helpful content is. The algorithm can't determine that. They base that on user signals. So, for example, bounce rate, and of course, that would depend on niche. For example, if you're checking the weather and someone bounces off, that's not bad, right? Because they got what they wanted and they jumped off. So, you need to understand that Google doesn't know everything. Just because they publish something and say, we want this, it doesn't mean that's the truth. For example, Google says backlinks aren't very effective. Well, that's complete BS, right? They're saying that they're cracking down on Parasite SEO. Well, it's going to keep on working, and I'll explain a bit more about that. So what are some key takeaways here? So first of all, Google is trying to crack down on generic AI content. So I find that people who ask me to review their site, right, they pay for an audit, they pay for a one-on-one consultation, I review their content, and a lot of the time they're just copy and pasting AI content. This doesn't mean you can't use AI content, you can, but you can use it to help you, to assist you in the process. And the key here is Google is trying to crack down. Doesn't mean it can, doesn't mean it has the resources, doesn't mean it has the know-how. That's their intention, but it doesn't mean they can do it. For example, with the helpful content update, now there's basically a bunch of Reddit out there, a bunch of spam. I'm searching for something like vitamins that I want. All I see is red at the top. I look at the actual Reddit result. It's just a load of user generated content. It's not very authoritative. It doesn't help me much. So Google's doing a terrible job at the moment at basically giving users what they want. And I think this is them trying to tackle it. I think to a certain degree they're going to try and roll the previous update back. But again, this is all opinions because no SEO has a magic ball and they can't see into what Google is doing. At the end of the day, it's just opinions, and my opinion could be wrong. I could be wrong when it comes to this. So just keep that in mind. So they're trying to crack down on that using expired domains. So they basically mentioned that here, over here, expired domains abuse. Well, guess what? It's still going to work because it's a normal business practice. So a business, they want a domain. Well, it may be an expired domain that was used previously by a business and they buy it. That's just a normal business practice. That's a normal thing. So it's probably not going to be as effective as it used to be when it comes to boosting your rankings, but it's still going to be there because, again, it's just a normal thing that businesses do, and Google knows this. Next up, Parasite SEO will work despite what Google says. They can't do anything about Parasite SEO, and they mentioned that here, somewhere here. But regardless, I think it's here, site reputation. They don't say Parasite SEO, of course. And fun fact, I used to rank #1 for Parasite SEO at a previous agency. But I think that's such an old piece of content. But regardless, it's still going to work. So for example, things like LinkedIn and Reddit, they're probably not going to be as potent as they used to be. But guess what? Let's say you got an e-commerce gaming website and you sell a service like, I don't know, gaming coaching, or you sell apparel, and you go to a gaming blog, you reach out and say, can I guest post for you? And the content you go for is top 10 best gaming coaching services, right? And you use their gaming site to basically promote your service, and you build links to it, actual quality links to it. Guess what? It's going to rank because it's going for a good keyword that's related to your business, it's related to their site, and it's genuinely helpful, and it's hitting the user search intent. Well, guess what? Naturally, that's going to rank. You can't help that. That's Parasite SEO, but it's done in a much cleaner fashion. But at the same time, it's still going to be done in a dirty fashion because, sure, LinkedIn, Quora, Reddit may not be as effective, but guess what? Other sites are going to roll around, they're going to grow, and guess what? People are going to abuse them. Then eventually, I'm sure they'll go back down, but that stuff is still going to work. Parasite SEO, it's not going anywhere. So what should you do next? Well, first of all, keep doing what you're doing. As I mentioned, you don't own the platform. There's nothing you can do, right? So all you can do when Google rolls up an update is basically keep doing the best practices. So essentially, make sure your website is at a decent point when it comes to technical SEO. I personally, I was working at a marketing agency as the technical SEO. So to a point, you will get diminishing returns when it comes to technical SEO. It doesn't need to be 100% because for sites to have errors, that's just a normal thing. I'd highly recommend you check out my SEO audit. You can get it for free. And basically, it's a huge guide on how to do a proper SEO audit. And I've charged clients over £3,000 or $5,000 for an SEO audit like that. And essentially, you want to keep laying on content and links because that's what SEO comes down to. It's content, links, boom. It's not complicated. It's been like this for years and it's going to continue to be like that. Now, you want to make sure you know how to do keyword research because one of the things I found when clients ask me to review a site, they're like, I don't understand why I'm not ranking. I created great quality content. They used a bunch of AI, copy and paste. They didn't even edit it properly. A bunch of filler stuff. And I went from competitive keywords. So a lot of the time you might be thinking you know how to do keyword research, but actually you don't. And what I'd recommend you do is check out the videos on this channel because I've got a few on keyword research, and then I'd recommend going for that technical SEO audit guide that I'm giving away, and then you'll get a couple of emails on how to do keyword research. So I'd highly recommend that. Now, this is one big key takeaway. If you remember anything from this video, just remember this. Remember, just because you get hit doesn't mean what you did was bad. So a lot of people that are creating crap and spam, guess what? They're going up. Eventually, they'll probably come back down. And people with high quality, great content that they spent a lot of time on, genuinely helpful, guess what? A lot of them have lost about 90% of their traffic, and there's nothing you can do. Doesn't matter how good of an SEO you are. That's not your problem. That's a Google problem. That's them doing a bad job. It doesn't mean you're doing a bad job. And Google knows this. They see the results, the search results, and it sucks. And they're not this character here. They're just a machine. They're trying to improve. They have the best intentions when it comes to ranking great content, But again, they're just a machine. They don't understand how to determine what good content is, what bad content is. It's all determined via machine and user metrics essentially. And that's it. That's it for this video. Again, stop listening to all these SEOs, and I include myself in this because again, it's just an opinion. No one has the secret to what Google's doing. So just take it with a pinch of salt whenever you're watching these YouTube videos. So critique me, right? What do I know about SEO? So research who I am. Other SEOs giving you advice. Who are they? And some of them may have case studies. Well, guess what? What does their case study look like? If it's a extremely low competition niche site blog, well, that's not very impressive. Anyone can do that. But are they going for something much more competitive? Well, chances are they're probably not going to show that as a case study, right? In terms of publicity, they're not going to share the domain because it's too profitable. So just keep that in mind. That's it for this video. I'm sorry if it was a bit of a rant, but yeah, I just felt like I had to make this video because there's so much misinformation out there. Again, there's that one SEO in particular that's getting a lot of views to his videos, and I'm like, my God, people are actually watching and absorbing this information, believing him. But yeah, thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.